Buruboya, Burubosheshe from Baba Ilegwa's channel. This is Iwori Ogunda. And this video is for a person who asked me a question about children in Ifa and how it is it works for them. Because, yeah, like we got initiated into the religion. But how does it work in like Yoruba land? Well, 3 to 7 days usually. What's the initiation? What it's called Isintayea, and that actually means stepping in, like coming into the world. Divining is done at the Isintayea to check if the baby was came passed through okay, if we need to do any kind of ebos, to do anything to make sure the health is good, everything like that. You know, boom boom, the parents are there, and that's done 3 to 7 days after the child's born. The child does not receive their guardian orisha there, does not receive their odun there, not at the Isintayea. After that is done, that is the Isintayea, what happens 3 to 7 months later is imori, and that means knowing of the head pretty much. And what's done there is the child finds out its guardian orisha, its guardian ancestor, and its guardian like how do you say uh like element. It's kind of hard to explain because traditionally Ifa is a little bit different. But then the Odun is given to the parents, and a lot of information is given because it's given to the village, because it takes a lot. Sometimes it takes more than just parents to raise the child. That because it's more closely knitted, so everybody gets to find out the person's Odun, and that Odun is given. With the Odun, it tells you do's and don'ts. Don't go out into the street in the nighttime. Don't eat pork. Don't do this. Don't do that. So at the Isintayea, 3 to 7 days, the child is given this check to make sure everything he passed into the world okay, and is given a little bit of information to check if we have to do ibos, etc., etc. 3 to 7 months later, what's done is imori. That is when we find out who the child's ancestor spirit is, who his guardian orisha is, what his odun is, and that odun will follow that child all the way, all his life, until if he were to become a priest. If he were to become a priest, the odun would change during his ita. So that's how that works for a child who is born into Ifa. Boruboya and Borubosheshe from Baba Ilegwa's Botanica. But before I leave, I want to let you guys know that I noticed a guy leaving me a comment saying that this guy isn't no Baba Lao, whatever. And I actually noticed that on another friend of mine. I was noticing on Global Witches, a little bit of negative comments on Carlos Montenegro, and it just like trips me out. It's like, man, are you guys that bored? You know what I mean? Like, dude, you're telling me I'm not a Babalao. Are you a Babalao? Because if you're not a Babalao, you have no business even questioning me, because that's between me and Orula. Now, if you are a Babalao, well then, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, still you have no business getting in my business, porque you know what I mean, we're not in the same ile. I know who the guy that you look up to, you know what I'm saying? I talked to him before. My padrino knows him, Ariel. You know what I mean? So it's not a big deal. But what are you doing commenting? Like, the first thing in Ifa is humility and humbleness, but yet you're going around leaving comments saying, oh, this guy don't know what he's talking about, he's not a babalao. Like, that's between me and Orula, you know what I mean? What's it to you? And the same thing with Carlos Montenegro. Somebody left a comment, that doesn't look like the God of the heavens and earth. Like, just keep all your stupid opinions to yourself, and let us be, and, we'll let you be. You don't see us so commenting on your stuff and going to all your Jesus freak sites and making negative comments. Be mature about it, you know what I mean? You don't gotta be, if you're that bored, maybe you should go and try to get a girlfriend, or maybe, I don't know, get your warriors before you could start talking, or, or better yet, that guy that left me, like, open a botanica. If you're that good of a babalao, you should be able to knock out all those other botanicas in Florida. Because that's where my padrino's at. His, you know what I mean? Open a botanica if you're such a great babalao. Open one. You're that great, and I'm nothing. I have my botanica. I do my things. You open a botanica, and you do you. Anyways, Buruboya, it makes me, it's funny to me how everybody has an opinion and wants to act like they know everything. But Buruboya and Burubo Sheshe from Baba Ilegwa's channel.